So Hannah from Prosper², good to see you. So obviously Prosper² is something that I've been a member of now for, God, over 8 years. I think I'm probably one of the first members and a massive advocate for it. But for those people who aren't familiar with Prosper², do you want to just give us a quick description of what Prosper² membership is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ultimately it's a business community. It's a place for businesses, SMEs, all shapes and sizes to kind of be in the same place, be together, make connections, make perfect introductions, utilise themselves on the services, promote themselves. And it's just a way for businesses to grow and to thrive and to help solve each other's problems. I guess that's where Michael kind of get the idea from.
Michael being the founder.
Yeah, Michael the founder. His idea was about getting business people and contacts together.
Yeah.
And the membership kind of is the glue to that. But there's lots of different arms to Prosper. My remit is one of them, but there's lots of different areas that members can make use of.
Well, yeah, we're going to come on to what you do and how fascinating that is and how it helps businesses like us. But before we do that, how did you end up coming into the Prosper² ecosystem?
Yeah, I have to credit my brother to some extent because he put me in contact with Michael.
Right.
But yeah, it was a bit of an upside down sort of way to start my journey at Prosper. I met with Michael on a FaceTime for just under 2 hours and we just literally chatted. It was not really formal at all. A complete conversation, chatted about loyalty, rewards, Prosper, my background, his background, our love of sport.
Yeah.
And yeah, it kind of just grew from there. I think it was a few days after he invited me to a face-to-face. And it was really strange. It was like a Dragon's Den experience where we chatted with the sales director at the time as well for about an hour. And then they kind of left the area to consult and kind of, go to the wall and make a decision. And they came back and offered me the role there and then, which was a first for me.
Nice.
And obviously I accepted the role and I've been here since
So you
April.
mentioned sport. I heard a rumour that you used to be a professional football player. Is that true?
Professional's a stretch, but it's a bit of a stretch. But I started playing under 11s in the Grantham Town girls team, would you believe? And I just kind of worked my way up. I became captain for a few years and then I moved to Manchester for uni. Right. Stopped for a couple of years because it was all about, university life and having fun and going out. And then I was like, right, I want to get back into football. And a few years later I joined Stockport County and was there for 5 years and that was probably the highest I got to.
Right.
With football, but I loved every minute of it.
It's a higher level than I've ever achieved in any sport anyway, so
we got into a few rounds of the FA Cup, so I'll take it.
So it's interesting because obviously when you talk about having an interview with a founder, there's probably an assumption that people would think that Prosper's quite a small business, but it's not, is it?
Not at all.
I mean,
it's growing massively since I even joined. So we've got a whole new team of salespeople, a whole new team of membership people. I've expanded the loyalty team. There's now 2 of us. And obviously the member base continues to grow, so it's all looking very, very positive from our side. I
mean, I know that you do, not you specifically, but Prosper memberships do, as part of their package, do networking events that are included. And having been to a lot of bad networking events, one of the kind of qualifiers for Prosper² membership is it's all businesses that are actually profitable. Otherwise, they wouldn't be members, a lot of them. And therefore, you actually do get a decent calibre of people there. And it's not, there's no one sort of bashing you over the head for referrals. It's really just about learning more about how you can get access to people in the ecosystem, as I always say, and get access to their products and services, which is cool. But you mentioned obviously what you do in loyalty and rewards, and I think this is probably what sets Prosper apart specifically from other membership programs and networking groups and things like that. It all sounds like a lot of fluff, but in reality often isn't anything tangible. Whereas I think with Prosper, one of the key benefits that's been there for us is the access to rewards, and that's kind of the specific area that you work in, isn't it?
Yeah.
So do you want to talk about your role and what the kind of companies that you work with on a day-to-day basis?
Sure. So, I mean, I love my role because I get to speak to business owners every day.
Yeah.
That's quite a privilege. Not many people get to do that.
You're welcome. Sorry.
But speaking to different members every day, again, all from the SME spectrum. So we could be we had 6 actually this Tuesday, 6 discovery calls. Yeah. 6 different members looking to kind of explore rewards. Anywhere from construction companies, automotive companies, electrical wholesalers, payroll companies. It's a anyone can utilise the rewards platform. I guess that's the key selling point. And just getting to understand their business, what makes them tick, their stories, so we get inspired every day, what business challenges, what market challenges they're currently going through. And every business is very unique and has their own set of problems, challenges and
values.
Exactly. And where they want to be in the next 12 months, next 2 years. So whilst we have a very simple to use platform and it's accessible and self-serve, the way we approach loyalty and rewards is we have like it's almost like a consultative arm around our members. And we can speak to them on a one-on-one basis, get to understand their business fully, what type of customers they want to reward, what sort of behaviours they want to see more of. And we build them like a program strategy tailored specifically for their business. So it's not just like a grab and go, you can buy it anywhere. It's specifically tailored for the problems they want to solve, which is why they tend to work.
And it needs to be, doesn't it? I mean, what you're describing there is exactly what we love about Trademarks, is that we deal with so many different businesses, you know, and it's vast, you know, everything from people who manufacture sex toys to people who are multinational companies, you know, it's crazy, but all of them have got their reasons for doing what they do, and actually you'd be surprised by what their values and drivers are a lot of the time, you know, and but when it comes to rewards, I find that some people just get it. They know what rewards are. They understand how it works.
It's a complete spectrum, though.
Exactly. And other people, they just can't. It doesn't sink in. You can explain it a million different ways, and you just can't get the message through. Now, I always say, you know, the simplest example of rewards is probably something like air miles or your Costa, Costa give you a free coffee. And I know that one of your colleagues at Prosper once said to me that if you think about Tesco's rewards or Costa's reward where they give you a free coffee, that's a closed rewards.
Exactly,
Whereas what Prosper offer is open rewards.
Open link freedom.
Yeah, exactly. So do you want to just expand on that for us a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So I think that's one of the key selling points of rewards with Prosper, is that you're not tied to spending in a particular brand. We don't dictate to cardholders what they spend their points on. They've got complete freedom, complete autonomy to spend it on the things that they value the most, and that's what people need now. That's what they're looking for. We are seeing more open loop rewards programs, and sort of closed loop becoming a bit more traditional. But yeah, it gives the customer the freedom to be able to spend, but also the client the freedom to be able to say, look, we're going to reward you, but you can spend things on whatever you like. So that tends to be a lot of the reasons why members come to us, because they want something a bit more open and not necessarily restricting in any way from a rewards perspective.
And the thing is, I mean, somebody doesn't, as a Prosper member, you don't have to go through a whole process of doing a rewards program. Like, you actually get the rewards automatically as part of your membership anyway.
There's like two prongs to it. So you've got just being a Prosper member itself. You have Prosper essentially is a rewards ecosystem. So being a Prosper member, you've got your membership fee, you buy into services, you promote yourself on the marketplace, you attend events, you leave testimonials. There's lots of opportunities for members to be able to earn rewards points off the back of that, and then be able to spend those points on what they value the most. And then you've got the opportunity for those members to run their own rewards programs, where they can then reward their end customers, so clients, suppliers, you know, partners, referral partners, that sort of thing. So it kind of gives them that full circle rewards element. And we just keep it super simple, because loyalty, the word loyalty is banged around everywhere. And like I said, some people get it and some people don't. And typically loyalty was often reserved for the big brands and the big retailers, and, you know, SMEs are starting to catch up now. I read something last week, it was something like 70% of SMEs have some sort of loyalty initiative. And we're starting to see more of that with inquiries coming into Prosper. So my key thing since I've been at Prosper is how do we simplify it for them? How do we make loyalty accessible and affordable, and allow them to hassle-free be able to run their own rewards program, because they don't have the time to be faffing around with lots of different systems.
We're a great case study for this on all sides, which is one of the reasons we wanted to get you on, because I think that a lot of our clients and our introducers and our referral partners don't realise that they have access to rewards, and that's something we're trying to change.
The education piece is one thing.
And I always use the example, like going back to my mortgage broking days, and I always say that a really good source of business for me as a mortgage broker was conveyancers, because if they had a mortgage or a house purchase that had broken down because of the lender, they often needed a broker they could go to who knew their stuff. And I used to get those referrals because people wanted to get those cases through. But it was never the owner of the conveyancing firm that I wanted to reward because he wasn't passing me any business. It was the person on the phone who was dealing with the customer, who was the person that I needed to engage with. Now, I used to, have to find clever means of rewarding them, whether it meant sending them a bunch of flowers or sending them a gift card. Whereas actually with Prosper, I could have given them a rewards card that sits in their purse or wallet 24/7, and I could actually actively market to them and say, do you want a bit more money for Christmas? Or do you want some holiday spending money? Or do you want this? Have you got any more clients you want to send my way? It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? And I think, once that's probably more valuable to an SME than it possibly is to a big brand like Costa, Tesco, who are probably getting that business anyway, right?
And points are tangible, so you can see them, you can see how many you've got, you can accumulate them over time, or you can spend them and redeem them, when you've got the right amount. But it's that psychology piece. People will remember you.
Yes.
And there's so much competition out there for a lot of these SMEs. So if you're running a rewards program where you're giving someone a tangible benefit for referring business to you or spending a bit more with you, they're going to remember that. And next time they come along to wanting to do more business, they're going to know that they're going to come to you because, one, you've got a great service, but two, you've got a rewards program where they feel valued and appreciated, rather than going to a competitor where they may not essentially get that type of service. So.
Yeah, agreed. So what if you were to look at your, you've been with Prosper for how long now?
Since April, so not quite a year.
Okay. So in that time, I know you've already been in contact with loads of companies about loyalty schemes and reward schemes. And what do you think has been the best sort of story so far, like without having to give any confidential information out? Are there anywhere you've gone, actually, I'm really proud of what we've done there. I think that's going to do some great, real good.
So we spoke to a group in the automotive industry in the first few months that I joined Prosper. And they were looking at building a program for their group. So within this group, they've got around 35, 37 independent businesses, and they all pay membership to be part of this group. And it's almost like a local independents battling against the larger companies. So I was introduced, obviously, to the CEO of this group, and then also introduced to the different companies as well. Now, last year we were invited to their annual conference, which was great. We were the only partner to be invited, and we did a bit of a 20-minute PowerPoint on all the benefits of Prosper and how they can utilise the rewards program. And one of our rewards members actually got up and gave like a live testimonial and spoke about his experience using the Prosper platform and how easy it was just to get set up and how much of an impact it's making to his business already. So he launched his program in November last year, an automotive business, and he's rewarding fleet managers. And he was occasionally getting work for some of these fleet managers, and now it's a constant flow of work to the point where he said in a few months' time he could see his entire body shop, all the jobs coming directly from this referral program. So it's things like that, having real advocates when it works. Being able to speak about how positive and how impactful the Prosper Rewards program has been for them, and then we could use that to help bring on more of the group.
And it takes all the hassle out of it as well, doesn't it? Because
that's what we say.
Because the amount of times that I've had to deal with saying I want to reward this person, you've got to get their information, issue them an invoice, get the VAT sorted. It all becomes an administrative exercise in itself. It's so much easier to just go, I'll order some points, they get loaded on the platform, and you just allocate them to the right card, and that's
steps.
it.
It couldn't be simpler. And to be honest, Michael built the portal with SMEs in mind because they don't have a lot of time. They need things to be quick and easy. They're often in the weeds with their job. They're doing the doing. So we almost come in to sort of help them activate the program, and then long term, how can they optimize it? But essentially, it is self-serve. They can literally go on, invite customers, purchase points, allocate those points to those customers. And they can be up and running in a week.
And I think as well, with the advances in sort of technology now as well, with CRMs and I'm talking about databases for people who don't use the lingo, but I think it's quite easy now to be able to segregate your client lists and go, actually, these are 100%. People who've already actively referred to me, so I should be marketing to them to say, actually, let's look at doing some more business because it's good for them and it's good for you, right?
That's it. It allows them to treat their customers slightly differently. And by doing that, you can incentivize the ones that are doing exactly what you're looking for and for them to do it a bit more. And then the ones that aren't quite potentially spending that much money with you or giving you that many referrals, knowing that system's in place, it's incentivizing them to get to that point. So allowing them to classify their members into different tiers is something that we've noticed is really working for a lot of the SMEs.
So do you work with, do you ever get any people coming to you who aren't Prosper members, who come straight to you for rewards?
Yeah, some come directly to us. We have a handful that aren't non-members yet, and often they come to Prosper. One of their first, I guess, initial reasons is for loyalty and rewards.
Yeah.
So I often will go on calls with the sales team. They'll talk about the membership. I can then talk about the benefits of the rewards program and kind of attack it like that. The majority of the people I speak with are Prosper members, but then they introduce other businesses to us because their program's working really well. So it kind of does that full 60.
Sure.
So yeah, that's kind of how it works at the moment.
Right, cool. I mean, I should mention as well, going back to the memberships, that they actually have their own internal platforms that, I mean, we get, I'm not exaggerating for your sake, we get at least 20 or 30 clients referred to us each month via Prosper, because people are saying, I need a product or service. I may as well buy it through someone that offers rewards than someone who doesn't. And they trust that will happen because it's done through the platform. And they've also got publications and magazines and marketing activities available as well, right?
There's lots of marketing opportunities available. That's mostly what our SMEs are crying out for, especially from a reward side. A lot of SMEs don't have their own dedicated marketing teams. They might have one or two people in marketing, but they just don't have that resource to be able to focus and spend time on getting themselves out there and publicising themselves, doing PR releases. So we support all that side of things when it comes to marketing.
It's tough, isn't it, for the SME, because some businesses, they're not designed to grow, and they shouldn't, they shouldn't grow. And if they do, they would actually lose what they're about, and they don't want to either. So, but actually, they've got to be able to keep pace with the people who've got those budgets and got those deep pockets and everything else. Yeah. So, I mean, what would be your sort of key message, just to sort of round off, because we don't want to go on about rewards all day long.
Sure.
But I mean, but yeah, I mean, in terms of like your key message, I mean, because obviously as I said, I'm a huge advocate for Prosper. It's done great things for us and continues to. And obviously we see more and more people coming on board, and we see the calibre of the members becoming higher 100%. And higher. And also the people, I know some of the people you're dealing with are some surprisingly huge organisations, So what would be the main takeaway that you would say if you wanted to say to someone, if in doubt, what would you say would be a good place to start with looking at a rewards program in a business?
I'd say it's all down to your key market challenges at the moment. All businesses will know this. All businesses will know what's hitting them hard at the moment. And all businesses will know kind of what the strategy is for the next 12 months and 24 months. Yeah. Some businesses, like you said, will kind of already have an idea what type of program they want to launch. Yeah. Some members just won't. They want rewards and loyalty, but they won't know how to connect the dots. Yeah. And that's where myself and that's where Prosper come in as their strategic loyalty arm to say, we understand your business a bit more now. We understand your customers. We'll essentially deliver a program strategy that works for you, and we'll help you launch that. Yeah. So it's just about reaching out to us. And I guess the best thing about the Prosper membership is you get this as part of it. Yeah. So it's an additional benefit, it's additional value to your membership. You don't have to pay extortionate fees for a rewards platform like you see out in the market. No, of course. It's crazy how expensive some of these are. And SMEs just don't have the budget for that. So this platform is readily available once you become a member, and you can start rewarding people straight away. You can try different things, test different things. We can work with you to try and make sure it's as profitable and as impactful as possible without all the stress, without all the hassle, and that's kind of where. And
you can literally use the platform for rewarding anyone from partners,
that's it,
customers, whether they're consumers, whether they're businesses. It makes no difference whatsoever.
100%. Whoever is interacting with your business and you're incentivising a behaviour that you want to see more of.
So give me an example of a behaviour you would want to see more of.
So, for example, more referrals. Yeah. So you could have an automotive business that rely quite heavily on insurance work. But at the moment, we know that the insurance market is very volatile. Mm-hmm. Premiums are going up. So a lot of their work coming in has dried up because the insurance work is quite difficult. Yeah. So referrals are becoming very, very important and valuable to a lot of these businesses. If you incentivise referrals, essentially you will just get more of them. And the more partners that you incentivise, they will continue to send you more and more work. So referrals is definitely something that we see a lot of our Prosper members incentivising. Around 75% do referral programs.
Do you know, it's really interesting as well, and it's like a message that I try and get across in my hints, tips and tales on our blog, is like, because obviously having come from a marketing background and having owned a marketing business, which is what led me to do trademarks in the first place, one of the things we talk about all the time is, you know, not having all your eggs in that one marketing basket. You know, how many businesses have you seen who've thrived based on being sort of number one on Google for SEO, and then suddenly Google make a change and their business goes off a cliff.
Exactly, you have to have other routes.
And with referrals, again, one referral partner is a risk, right? Because if you've got one referral partner, then and they decide to stop giving you business, you're knackered. Whereas when you've got something where you could say, actually, if I had 1,000 people giving me one referral a month, that's far more sustainable than having one person giving you 1,000 referrals a month, right? And I guess that's one of the key benefits that having a rewards platform allows, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, great. Well, listen, thanks so much for coming in. I hope everyone's found that interesting. And yeah, as I say, if you're in any doubt, I can't speak highly enough of the Prosper team. They're really, really responsive. They don't charge you for their time. They literally will get on the phone with anybody and take the time to learn their business and see how they can help. And I've not yet found a business they can't be of benefit to.
100%.
So this isn't a Prosper plug. It's literally if you want to help your business and yourself, whether you're a startup who's looking to incentivize people or whether you're an established company, I think, you know, there's really nobody it doesn't work for, is there?
Yeah. What we often hear, and that's not me tooting our own horn, is the sentence, it's a no-brainer. We must hear it 3 or 4 times a week when we speak to them.
Yeah, no,
it
it's
really
true.
is. It's a win-win for a lot of these businesses. So it just makes sense, and the platform just allows members to grow and
you're absolutely right. I mean, if anyone's in any doubt about whether they can afford it, they should just make an inquiry, because
100%.
I can guarantee they can. Yeah. All right, fantastic. Well, thanks so much for your time again. That's been great.
You.